Okay, good morning to Facebook, and good morning to everyone listening here on the conference call. If you don't have a pen and pencil ready, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the book club call. If you would mute your line by pressing *6, unless of course you have questions or comments. I am also on Facebook Live on the Facebook page, Nicole Connor Book Club, Fuel for Your Brain. And for those of you on the live video right now, you can see me, I have a conference call going here at the same time. I just posted down in the previous post the conference call information if you can't get on the Facebook Live. Please share this with your teams. This is going to be great information for you. If you don't have a pen and pencil ready, please go get that right now. You want to write these down, the 5 keys to legendary leadership. And we are reading the book called The Go-Giver Leader by, let me read it again here for you. Can you hear that? I'm hearing myself talk, which is weird. Okay, I'm hearing myself talk. That's so strange. Okay, Renee, if you can just let me know if you can hear me okay. Okay, great. All right, so this book, The Go-Giver Leader, is by Bob Burg and John David Mann. It's available on Audible. It's available on hardback, paperback, etc. All right, so the 5 keys to legendary leadership. The first key, and let me just tell you just a little background on how I was introduced to this book. You've heard me or seen me post recently about Triple Diamond Will Weaver. He actually did his testimony on Facebook a few weeks ago about how he got started and that he had recently interviewed a friend of his, a business person who's well known in the area where he lives, and he got together with a friend of his just to catch up, see how he's built such a huge empire in his business, and politely told Will, hey, I'm super busy. I don't have time to do what you're doing. I'll certainly sit down with you. And this good friend of his gave him this book, The Go-Giver Leader, What Matters Most in Business, and some journal notes that his friend had written about creating the best possible business, because his friend wanted to be a leader, not just, a business owner. And don't we all really want that? We all really want to good morning. Welcome to the book club call. Those of you listening or watching live and also listening, just mute yourself out, pressing *6 on your phone, and then we'll open up the line for some dialogue. We're reviewing the book Go-Giver Leader, What Matters Most in Business. And we'll pass this little nugget along. And I, of course, just rushed right out and got this book actually on Audible because I absolutely try to make the most of my time, as all of us are busy people. And so I learn on the fly, learn on the go, learn on my walks. And this was huge. So that said, and those listening to the conference call, we are on Facebook Live as well, on Nicole Connor Book Club, Fuel for Your Brain. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the 5 keys of leadership, so I respect all of your time. And if you don't have a pen and paper, please grab that, because you're going to want to keep these notes and pass them along to your teams, because this is really key. And this is from this book. And the first is hold the vision. That's the first key, hold the vision. In the book, the lead character in this book is really trying to win the account of a really big and well-known company in his area. And he's been tasked to rescue this company from failing. And he's learned so much from the owners of this company who started it from the ground up. This business had been through hell and back. I mean, they've been through fires. Their whole, entire company was burned to the ground at one time. The 3 or 4 main people who started with that company were still with them 30 years later, and they now found themselves economically in a position where they just were trying to keep their heads above water. And so this young man who got a part of his task is to kind of win over this group of leadership, and that really his mindset was really based in just winning the sale, going in and conquering. And, his mindset was really about just kind of getting this new account because it would further his career and it would, really make it for he and his family. And what he learned in the process from these leaders and from these, from the heads of these companies is how much leadership and what it meant to their company and the principles that they operated their business on and what they wanted to continue if, in fact, they merged with this young man's company. So the first thing he heard, which actually was, excuse me, from the principal president of that company, was hold the vision. In leadership, and those of you who are on this call or watching live, pardon me, that it's difficult sometimes to hold the vision for people. Our leader, Tom Wagner, is phenomenal at keeping the grand opening spirit. He holds a vision for our company, just like I'm sure Ken Brailsford does, among other executive leaders. They know where we're going and they hold that vision in place. So the first is hold the vision. And what the author says about the book is that you have to lead with your mind, keep seeing in your mind's eye where it is you're going, even when nobody else does, especially when nobody else does. So in their book, in the story, the president of the company, after their company had burned to the ground, and those of you who are in network marketing, if you've lost your organizations before or people are quitting, it's just fallen down in flames for one reason or another, or maybe you were in another company and you watched your company just get burned to the ground over something stupid. You know what it means to hold the vision for yourself and for the company during hard times. And when no one else can see what it is that you're trying to accomplish, let's look at your families. Let's look at your friends of yours that are thinking, this is crazy. You are totally just out of your mind trying to make this happen with everything you have going on. Well, you know how important it is to hold a vision for the people that you get started. When they get started as customers because they have health issues and they're not seeing results right away, or when your business starts to explode and you're just trying to hold it together and keep the vision in place and to keep them focused on why they got started. And so it's just really important that you do that. I would encourage all of you to either listen to the audiobook or read more about holding the vision and what that meant for this particular company. But the first is hold the vision. The second is to build your people. So write that down. The first is hold the vision. The second is build your people. You got to lead from the heart. Being authentic and genuine. I know there's some people listening right now that are probably the most authentic and genuine people that I've ever met in my life. And they've had to learn the hard way that you don't have to be so hard to lead. You don't have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Sterile to be a leader of a company or own a company or take ownership of it. So building your people, lead from the heart. Give people something to live up to, something great, and they usually will. The substance of influence is to pull, not push. So for those of you watching live or watching the recording on this, have you ever tried to push people into doing something that they're not ready for? When it comes to responsibilities, whether it's in your workplace or it comes to your business and trying to get some people that have some great potential, and you want to push them into a position of maybe doing presentations or greeting at the door or doing a Facebook Live or anything that's outside their comfort zone, and to push them into doing something makes them want to run away, number one. But I'll tell you, when they're ready to hear it, when there are people in your organization who are ready to run, you just pull them along with you. This book is really good at explaining what pulling means versus pushing somebody into something that they're not ready for. So give your people something to live up to, something great. Our leaders, Ruth Claybrooks, Tom Wagner, James McFadden, Amika Vogler, Landon Weaver, all of these diamonds in our organization are excellent at painting the vision and holding a vision and giving us something great to think about. So you want to build your people, build leadership within your organization. And if you don't know how to do that, refer them to somebody who does. Giving them tools, personal development tools, are a huge way of building leadership. I'm a big proponent of that. Okay, so the next is do the work. That's the third thing in the 5 keys of legendary leadership, is to do the work. Lead from your gut. Stay hugely humble. Stay grounded. Get mud on your boots and trust yourself. In the last couple of days, I've done some Facebook Lives on what it means to trust people in your relationships as well as yourself. And it was an acronym called BRAVING. If you didn't get a chance to see that, it's on my Facebook page about braving. And in this book here, he's talking about doing the work. Get mud on your boots, get in the trenches, get out there, go do the work, do the research, get your feet dirty, get your hands dirty. We all are a little leery sometimes when we don't want to hear no, or we're afraid of what the outcome might be. But you got to lead from your gut. Lead from what you know is right. When you get that little niggling in your head or that little butterfly in your stomach when you think about a certain person that maybe has been on your list for a while, respond to that nudge. God's putting it there for a reason. So stay humble, stay grounded. So doing the work, that's part of what that is. That's number 3. Number 4, stand for something. When good people don't stand for something, we stand for the natural health revolution in our company. The natural health revolution. Revolution. Think about that. In our history, when revolutions have come about, major change in our country has happened. It wouldn't surprise me if we're coming up on another one here, but that said, you personally need to stand for something. Lead with your soul. You can lead only as far as you grow. Let me repeat that. You can lead only as far as you grow. And you will grow only as far as you let yourself. Ooh, that's powerful stuff. So those of you watching live or watching the recording or listening to this recording, and if you're on the call right now, I'm going to open the lines as soon as I finish up key number 5. And I'd love to know how these 5 key points of legendary leadership are hitting you in the heart or in your gut right now. So standing for something, lead with your soul. You can only lead as far as you grow, and you will only grow as far as you let yourself. Wow, that's huge. Most of us have probably put in some mental blocks. I know at least one other caller that's listening right now has talked about being stuck and not letting herself or yourself move forward in whatever area it is you feel like you're stuck in. You got to let yourself win. It's okay to win. It's okay to be successful. It's okay to not make everybody else happy in your life. It's okay to move forward with your vision for your family and what's important to you. Don't let anyone, including yourself, especially yourself, and that negative self-talk that talks you down like you don't deserve it, because you do. God has planned a life for you that is more than enough, way more than enough. Just let yourself receive that. Okay, and the last point here is practice giving leadership. Okay, so this might be a challenge for some of us. Giving leadership away, letting somebody else lead. Great leadership is never about the leader. I don't know if you've ever watched Tom Wagner or Ruth Claybrooks or James McFadden hand over the reins to the people in their organization. They've allowed them to step up, fall down, get back up, dust them off, and get them going again. Great leadership is never about the leader. I've never heard, our leadership talk about themselves, about how great they are and what they can do, but they've talked about the people in their organization and what they're doing, because that is what giving leadership away is about. Great leadership is about holding people up. We all know people in our organization who've gone through some horrible, horrible tragedies over the last few years, and our leadership holds them up. They hold a place for them. They don't let them go. They don't let them fall away. They hold them up. They keep them going. They lift them up. They encourage them. They care about them in a practical, tangible, actionable way. And the best way to increase your influence is to give it away. This book really goes into that particular last 5 key of legendary leadership in an excellent way. And I encourage all of you to read this book. I will be setting up some interviews on these 5 key principles so that you can kind of hear it from somebody else besides me. So if you're watching the recording, I'd love to hear your thoughts. See your thoughts, just put them in the comments there. Any questions you might have, I will get back to you. So for those of you listening on the line, if you would press *6 on your phone, the lines are open. Let's hear from you. If anyone is still there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. Do I have a caller? Hey. Hi, Renee. Mhm. 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 Right. Yeah. Amen. Well, let me just pause right there, Renee. I do have the live video going. So an awesome leader on the conference line right now is talking about being stuck. And hopefully after this call, I'll post in some of the things that she's talking about here so that you all can benefit from what she's saying. Okay, Renee, go ahead. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. Mm-hmm. We all have. We all have, Renee. What I really love about you, what you said, and I just want to interject, is that you talked about asking for help. When you're stuck and when you can't quite get past that area or whatever it is you feel like you're stuck in, and is allowing, number one, allowing yourself to grow, right? That's part of this leadership 5 keys. You do it already. You have so many amazing leadership qualities, Renee, cotton reader, that there is no way, nothing is ever going to hold you back. And the self-doubt, the things that we say when we talk to ourselves, the fear of whatever it is that could be holding you or others back, you get it. You get that you have to ask for help, reach up, right? Or reach out. And moving through those fears, or moving through that area that is uncomfortable, because it is uncomfortable. We all have to go through a little pain to get a little pleasure, right? That's just stretching and growing. God works that way. He takes those scars, whatever they are, he opens them up and he flushes them out, he cleans them out, and that's very painful. I mean, you think from a medical terminology. When you have scars in your life, whatever that might be, whether it's from your negative self-talk, your perception, your experiences, whatever that is, you got to clean it out. And if you don't clean it out, you're going to be stuck. You're going to still be sick in that area of your life. And allowing God to clean out the wound and letting it heal doesn't mean the scar goes away. You're going to remember it because you're going to need it for your team, right? Your team's going to go through some of this, right? Your team's going to go through some of the pain, right? and allowing yourself to heal from an old wound or from a fear or from something that just isn't true, getting past the lie can open up major leadership for you and for your team. I'm sorry, now back to you, Renee. You said to practice giving leadership away, and I'll let you finish with that thought. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oof. Right.